the bitterness I wanna do. Oh, is there someone just fanging about? Yes, that's helpful. Yeah, let's just cross the road when you're not supposed to. Whatever. Hey, listen. G'day, good afternoon, good morning. It's Roger Roadside here saying hello. Hello, nobody. Had a very busy day today, people. So I didn't particularly get a chance to make a little or make any videos, which I would much rather have been doing. So I thought I would jump on here just for a bit of a live action, just to see whether anyone was potentially fanging about or swiping away. I don't know what the process is really, like whether or not just those who subscribe or just anyone who's potentially just scrolling limitlessly in YouTube's library of live things. But yeah, this is Roger driving home for the evening. As you can see, it's quite a dark and miserable evening. It's currently about 5 o'clock, 5 past 5. I don't know. I'm currently turning a vehicle at the moment. I'm not looking at the clock. What time is it? It's 12 past 5. Jiminy crickets, 12 past 5. Raining here in London, North London. We got Jess. Hello, Jess. It's Roger in the rain again. That sounds like an 80s song, like some sort of power ballad. It's Roger in the rain again. He is just driving about, seeing what's going on in the rain. Yeah, that was like a sick Michael Bolton, really. But there we go. Where are we going here? Oh, look, it's always, I don't know how much of this you can hear, but it is pelting it down a fair bit. But it's always one of those situations when you're driving in this sort of circumstance where people start to go a bit rogue, don't they? Because you can't particularly see the whole lines on the road too clearly, so people just start to, I think this is a general direction, let's just drive here. So it always gets a bit more squeaky bum time in this sort of situation. I appreciate from your end, it probably just looks like a whole bunch of blurry lights. But, you know, cop that. That's a version of what I'm seeing. But I hope you're well, Jess. What's everyone's plan? Whoa, it's Friday! It's Friday bloody night! Jeez Louise! Oh, hang on, steady on there, sunshine. Don't go pulling out. Jeez Louise, it's bloody Friday, isn't it? Listen, I'll tell you one thing. When you've got a 10-month-old, weekends don't mean anything, right? If you do not have any responsibilities, make the most of your bloody weekends, because I tell you what, when there's a little nipper nipping at your feet, constantly wanting to be fed and held and picked up and thrown around and played with and changed and fed and rocked to sleep and all this, that and the other, your weekends just evaporate. So make the most of it. If you're going out this Friday evening, have a little sip for old Roger, just for the memories of when Roger used to go out, have a few frothies, catch up with the boys and girls, and yeah, have a good old time. So yeah, hope everyone has a good weekend. What are you doing this weekend? Anything major planned? Are your plans ruined by this decrepit weather? For Roger Roadside, it's quite a boring sort of weekend this weekend. The in-laws have gone over. They fled the country away for a week or so. So my partner and I and our little one are moving over into their house, just so we can have a bit of extra space and babysit their house. But that'll be fun. It just means that I have to pack everything bloody up and take it all downstairs, whack it in a car, and drive it over. So it's effectively like moving out, really, but just temporarily. If we went clubbing, I'd be back home by about midnight. Yeah, I know. these days, I'd want to. If I went clubbing now, I'd need to be home by about 10 o'clock. But yeah, back in the days when I was younger, and I know that always makes me feel and sound old when I say that, but when I was a young pup, there was nothing. It was not surprising for a Friday or Saturday night to just be hanging out with your mates at someone's house up until about probably, I don't know, 11 o'clock, midnight. And you wouldn't think about going to the clubs or the local pubs or anything like that until after midnight. And then, to get to after midnight, and then you do the taxis, and, you'd be turning up to a club and it'd be 1 o'clock in the morning, and you'd have a bit of a buzz on from all your drinking at the household. But you'd be feeling cock of the walk. And yeah, that's what we used to do. But I think times have changed now. I think, especially with COVID and all that sort of stuff, from everything that I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm, Jiminy Crickets, I think I've just bled into a lane then. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm down with the kids or anything, but the general vibe I'm getting is that kids these days and teenagers and young adults these days just don't go out. And I think that's really affected, a lot of the scenes over here. Clubbing and greasy kebab after it was. Yeah. I love a bloody kebab. But yeah, I just don't think that's, and look, I could 100% be wrong, so don't, I'm by no means an expert, but from everything I've sort of seen, heard, and spoken about with a few pubs and this, that and the other, they've said that people just aren't going out. People aren't going out and staying out. People are sort of staying in and having little parties and doing Zoom parties still, like that's a thing. But yeah, I used to love a greasy kebab. Bloody hell, nothing like it. Absolutely nothing like it. I used to love when you were like really you'd had a belly full of grog. I don't know if you call it grog, but back in Oz we call alcohol grog. You'd have a belly full of grog, and it'd be 3 o'clock ish in the morning, and you'd be at a kebab shop, and you'd get the works, extra hot chili sauce, and just those first few bites, it was just, I don't know what heaven is. I don't know if there is a heaven, but I kind of imagine it's got to be something similar to those first few bites of a big old kebab at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's got to be something similar to that, because bloody hell, that was great. Maybe I should just do that tonight. To be fair, I will probably be up at 3 o'clock this morning, because little one will probably be crying, because every time he turns over and wakes himself up, his natural instinct is to just cry. So yeah. You live in a small village, Chester. Yeah, well, hopefully there's at least one kebab shop there. But yeah, I'll probably be up at 3 a.m. this morning, so I might just order in a kebab there then anyway. I don't think it's going to be the same as having just dealt with a pooey nappy or something like that. I don't think it's going to be the same sort of thing. Oh look, there's a poor little lad doing a wee on the side of the road. There you go. It's a lovely life we live in North London. Small village. Oh, look, I'd love to live in a small village. Where I drive a lot in like Hertfordshire and Essex a bit. I'm a very big fan of Hertfordshire. There are some places that I'd probably avoid, but for the most part, there's a lot of places that I do really like about Hertfordshire. And so yeah, I think I've lived in London since 2012, and I've lived all around London, north, east, south, west, and it's been great. But I think I am ready for that sort of change where you do get a bit of greenery, you do get a bit of community. I always find London to be a bit of a international airport. It's just you know, something that you know, a lot of people just hang about in. Here we are. We got Noel Martin. G'day, mate. How you going? What am I doing? Where am I going? That's a very good bloody question. You've just been in life in general? I mean, because I've been trying to work that out for about 47 years. Where am I going in life? You know, God only knows. But at the moment, look, I've finished my day. I'm usually on the road throughout the day, but I was in the old orifice today. So yeah, it was a bit of a meetings-filled day. So yeah, usually during the day I drive around most of the days and go and visit clients and stuff like that. And most of the time I like to jump on and you know, either have a bit of a rant or touch base with people. But today I didn't get a chance, so I thought, you know what? It's raining. It's dark. Why not see if anyone's online? So thank you for your question, Noel, and hope that answers it. I'm on my way home. It's been a long old day of work, and yeah, looking forward to going home and having some dinner. What am I having for dinner? No one asked, but I'll answer the question. I'm having mac and cheese. I haven't had mac and cheese for about, I want to say about nearly 15 bloody years. I'm low-key looking really forward to it, which I know is a really good English sentence. Yeah, low-key looking forward to it. Bit of mac and cheese. Might I wish, I don't have any, but I wish I had. I don't know if anyone's seen this in the grocery stores or anything like that, but you can get the dried onion crispy bits. If you ever see a jar of that, wrap your smackaroos around that, because it's bloody good. Crispy onion. I don't know if it's some sort of nationality sort of, you know, maybe that's their sort of. I tend to find it in like the foreign food part in the supermarkets, but a little jar of crispy onion dried bits. I mean, I just put it on everything. I put it on me cereal. I put it on me cheese toasties. I put it on me hot dogs. Yeah, it goes down well. Oscar, are you a real roadside person? Well, I'm real in the sense that more often than not, I can be found by the roadside in some way, shape and form. So it did feel fitting to don that descriptive name. But look, you know, the whole purpose of the channel, Oscar, was that I wanted, and look, I know it's very fledgling stages at the moment, and look, it might not very well go any more further than what it is at the moment, but I do spend a lot of my time on the road during the week, and I like the idea of building a little community whereby, where possible, if I could jump on, be live, have a bit of a chat. Because look, what's the alternative? The alternative is that I bloody drive home, takes me about half an hour to get home, and you know, it's wet, it's cold, it's dark. You know, what am I going to do? Listen to the radio just full of negative stories? I'd rather have a chat with people. I'd rather have a chat with you, and wish you a happy weekend, and hope you have a good one. I'd rather do that than listen to, you know, some story about how some politician has stuffed something else up, because invariably that's all they can do. So yeah, that's the concept, mate. Just to be, I'm usually 9.5 times out of 10 on the road, and therefore I'm roadside. So yeah, there you go. Hope that answers that. But I will be loving and leaving you fairly shortly, you know, just for the masses. And you know, I don't want there to be masses of women and or men, you know, knowing where I live, so that they just suddenly start turning up and screaming, Roger, Roger, Roger. And you know, when I come past the window, they start, you know, I don't know, making loud noises and hooting their car horns or something like that. So I will have to switch off swiftly, but I know it's only been a brief one and a short one, but thank you very much for the questions. Thank you very much for tuning in, those that did. Hope you do have a good weekend. You know, obviously this video will be being posted on the channel, so even if you're watching this video somehow after it's already gone live, you know, whack in what you're doing for the weekend. I always like, now that I've got a little kid, I like to live vicariously through other people. So if you're getting up to something really good, make sure you whack it in the comments, and you know, if you don't mind whacking a like on, that'd be good, and subscribing to the channel if you don't do it at the moment. I appreciate that this video has probably been a bunch of glaring red lights with the wiper noise going toing and froing, but anyway, have a good weekend, guys. This is Roger Roadside saying be good to your mum. Thank your mum for the rabbits, and yeah, stay safe. Have a good weekend. All right, ciao for now. This is Roger Roadside saying goodbye. Goodbye. All right, how do you bloody turn this off?